Question: did I plan on making a bonus upload for tonight? Not 100%. Maybe tomorrow night, but not tonight. Let's talk about it. Back in 30. Good evening. This is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. This morning, I was kind of sort of thinking or planning, possibly doing a bonus upload for one night this week. Probably would have been tomorrow night. But a question came up from a viewer that I felt was of an urgent type of nature. And in addition to that, when I'm done answering that question, I'm going to mention a very important video. Okay. So my viewer, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. How you doing? My viewer, Tracy, asked, I have a question. I do save best as I can. I get paid every 2 weeks, but finding it harder and harder to put money in savings. I have more money going out than I make. Any ideas for me? Also, there was a typo there, my mistake for reading it like that. Also, I haven't spent any money except for gas and bills. Tracy, thank you very much for this important question. I normally don't make a video based on a person's random question, but this particular question, I would say, is of general concern for times like these. I didn't just want to give you a 1 or 2 sentence answer on this, so I decided to go ahead and make this video, and I really, really hope it helps you and other people as well. Okay, you said some very interesting points, okay? And it needs to be addressed. All right. Point number 1, Tracy, and this is great. You save every 2 weeks at payday. Kudos to you for that. Okay. I like that you save on a regular basis. You know when you're going to save, you do it regularly. Okay. But you're finding it harder and harder. Welcome to the club. It is getting to be an increase of a challenge these days. And for obvious reasons, without even getting into it, every single one of us is experiencing that. I noticed that where I am, the price of certain types of meat have gone up as much as $1 or $2. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. Okay. Next, you mentioned that more money is going out than you make. That, to me, announces a red flag in your situation. In fact, that is the biggest part of your problem, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, so please don't think I am. This is just Janet taking a good guess. Next, the other point from your message, from your question, is that you haven't spent any money except for gas and bills. Okay, so the red flag to me is that more money is going out than you make. All right. And then you say that you haven't spent any money except for gas and bills. Well, the second line is the red flag. So what is that telling me? You need to right away either cut back severely even more, or you need to increase your income. I'm of the ethic that you're better off doing both. But since this is of an urgent nature, because you don't want to stop saving, which is great, and I love that. That's amazing. You need to increase your income, and you can do it. Find ways. Literally, you could just scour your home or apartment for things. I know you've probably heard this stuff before, but you heard these things before because they work. Try to sell something right away. That's right away. If you could do that, Look in your area, look in your neighborhood. Are you physically able, let's say, to put up a sign or a message someplace in your local area and, let's say, walk a dog, do some pet sitting, do some babysitting? Are you able to do that to try to make money right away? Because there really is only so much that you can cut back, and that's the truth. And this is for everyone. If you find yourself struggling, and I mean struggling, yes, cut back right away. But there does come a point where you absolutely need to just simply increase your income. And I'm going to do another video again about how $100 a month income can really change your life. I actually did one of those in the past, but I want to do another one to serve as a reminder of how it makes a big, big difference. Okay. Can you work perhaps overtime, Tracy, at your job? Because you're saying you have a job and you get paid every 2 weeks. Is there any possibility that maybe you could work longer hours at that job? The other thing you mentioned is that you're spending money on bills and on gas. Okay, kudos to you for paying your bills and your gas, but find ways that you could cut back on your bills, on your utilities. Make that phone call. Maybe you did, and if you did, great. Maybe you didn't. Explore your options. If you have cable, cut off the cable. I don't know that, but all the things that you can do, you'd be amazed. $20 off here, $10 off there. It really adds up into savings. And I'm glad that you're not spending at this time if you do not have to. You spend on gas. That's right now, the price of gas is, well, we all know it's just through the roof at the moment. I wish one day soon it comes back down. And hopefully I keep my fingers crossed. But at the moment in time right now, gas prices are high. So the best thing you can do is lessen your need to use that gas. Consolidate your errands into one trip. Do that, don't use your gas too often. Use it less. Hopefully these tips will help you. I know they will. Increase your income, find easy ways that you can do that. Look online. And by the way, not to be braggadocious, but I have over 975 videos uploaded. That I'm 25 away from 1,000. So if you want to look for some more savings tips and tricks, go everywhere, not just this channel, go everywhere where you'll get such tons and tons of great information. There's another channel where you can do that, where you can do just that. And it's the At Home with Lynn Wilson channel. I know some of you might recall me mentioning this channel to you. I can't emphasize it enough. Please head on over there. And there is a specific reason. Lynn talks frankly about her stockpile. And here we are at year's end, starting a new slate. I'm going to be talking about my stockpile next week as well. But Lynn gets right to it because Lynn was frustrated about how her stockpile is, she claims that it looks somewhat disorganized, and one of her missions is to get it organized. And it's so interesting, this video, because one of the questions that she said is that, does anybody out there ever leave their, stuff on the floor, or everybody has these pristine looking, orderly, cans and shelving and everything else? No, Lynn, no. I could say that all of us at some point has a box here or things there, or trust me, because that's real life in America. Some people choose to talk about it, but not necessarily everyone. But what I love specifically about this video is that Lynn gets right into it. So let me read you the title of the video and you'll see why. It's called Reevaluating My Stockpile, Starting a Stockpile with Crackers and Jelly. And there's a very interesting real life story that, goes into it. Not everybody, is born with a silver spoon in their mouth. And Lynn mentions a story about someone that, their dinner was literally crackers and jelly. And that's if they were lucky to get a whole cracker and jelly for dinner. There's a lot of things going on out there that, we just don't know. But I know this. How do we start a stockpile? One can at a time. I have a little bit of a tip for you. So, by the way, please don't forget to head over to Lynn's video. You will be very, very glad that you did. I just want to say something. I have a little bit of a tip when it comes to stockpiling. Okay, there are different areas of stockpiling. There's your, active current pantry that you're using, your current active area that you're getting stuff from, for your refrigerator, your freezer, or maybe a cupboard or two in your kitchen. That's your working pantry. And then you have your, what I call a savings pantry. Okay. And then some people, I laughingly call it a nuclear pantry. I don't put it down. I just don't personally deal with that. But I definitely do believe that all of us should have at least 1 to 2 months of groceries to fall upon. I heard of a person that was receiving benefits, okay? And they thought, well, their numbers are fixed and this is going to remain the same like that forever and ever and ever. And they got a letter that actually changed their situation, in which they're going through some sort of a legal schmutz because they made a huge mistake on that person's case. And that person was suddenly left without their SNAP benefit. So thankfully, that person has a stockpile. And in between, while that person straightens it out, they will be using their stockpile. What would have happened had that person not had that stockpile? So even people who are on, for example, on fixed EBT, SNAP, especially start your stockpile. I'm going to talk more all about that in the not so distant future next week, getting into it. But not everybody out there. I also heard something. I thought I heard this once before, but this is a sad, sad thing to know, that 60%, I don't know where the statistics come from, but I heard this. 60% of American people do not have an emergency fund. 60%. That's pretty scary. 60%. No emergency fund. Again, well, I don't want to go all over the map with all of this stuff, but definitely, these are things we're going to talk about in the not so distant future. Probably next week, I'm thinking I'll upload those videos. But how to address that question, Tracy, I hope this helps. I hope this helps anyone else who is watching. You can do it. Yes, we can save even during these challenging times. Don't forget, like, one more thing before I go. A lot of people complain about, the dollar type stores going up to $1.25, right? Well, because you might be used to spending $5 in trinkets this time around, get 4 trinkets if you need to get the trinkets. And you're still spending $5. Ask yourself first, so do you really need those trinkets? Just saying. All right. In the meantime, this has been Jaff from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing. Why? Because I really do appreciate you. Don't forget to come back regular time tomorrow morning with definitely some more interesting savings tips and tricks. I believe it's about stockpiling. Tomorrow's 5 a.m. Oh, well, definitely it's always about savings. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Thanks for joining me for this bonus upload. Take care, Tracy, and best wishes to you. And please head on over to the At Home with Lynn Wilson channel. Go to close out and give your wave. Take good care, everybody. See you very soon. Good night.